The Prime Minister has told the BBC that Rachel Reeves will remain Chancellor for a very long time to come, after she was visibly upset in the Commons earlier today. The Chancellor wiped away tears as Sir Keir Starmer was defending the government's welfare reforms following yesterday's U-turn that's left a £5 billion hole in the public finances. Keir Starmer has said tonight that her upset was caused by a personal matter. Our political editor, Chris Mason, is at Westminster. Chris.
Jane, politics can be a uniquely exposing business to be in, and the questions that the Chancellor faces have always been tough and are now tougher as a result of that benefit shambles over the last 24 hours, over the last week. It is also true that for politicians, what's happening in their private, their personal life, can shape their mood too, and it's right that that is private. In addition, we're told that the Chancellor had something of a to-do with the Speaker of the Commons today. The Speaker's office has not commented. And as for any of us, a mix of factors can contribute to our mood.
Have you lost control of your MPs, Prime Minister?
You know the feeling. Sometimes it's just not your day. Sir Keir Starmer steadying himself as he tries to steady his government the lunchtime after the night before. Destination the Commons.
We now come to Prime Minister's questions.
Where one thing stood out today. Take a look at the Chancellor, as the Conservative leader pointed out.
She looks, Mr. Speaker, she's pointing at me. She looks absolutely miserable. Labour MPs, yeah, she looks absolutely miserable.
We could see Rachel Reeves was in tears. I was looking down from the press gallery and we repeatedly saw her wiping them away from her cheeks. All this the night after a spectacular U-turn on benefits policy, which makes the Chancellor's already difficult job even harder.
The fact is, Labour MPs are going on the record saying that the Chancellor is toast, and the reality is that she is a human shield for his incompetence. In January, he said that she would be in post till the next election. Will she really?
Tonight, speaking to the BBC's Political Thinking podcast, the Prime Minister was asked to address that question about the Chancellor, her tears and her future.
She's made it clear it's a personal matter, and I'm not going to go into the personal matter of a colleague. What I will say is that she's done an excellent job as Chancellor. We have delivered inward investments to this country in record numbers, £120 billion. That'll be measured in jobs. We've created conditions for wages to go up, and we've jointly worked on the spending review, which is very broadly popular. She's done a fantastic job. She and I work together, we think together, and in the past there have been examples, I won't give any specific, of chancellors and prime ministers who weren't sort of in lockstep. We're in lockstep.
People assumed it was because of politics, that she decided to quit, or you'd said to Rachel, I'm sorry.
It's wrong. I can just tell you that. That's absolutely wrong. Got nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with what's happened this week. She'll be Chancellor for a very long time to come, because this project that we've been working on to change the Labour Party, to win the election, change the country, that is a project which the Chancellor and I have been working on together.
And key to that project now, sorting out the hole in the budget caused by this week's benefits row.
It's going to cost millions. This is the first Prime Minister in history to propose a bill to save money who ended up with a bill which costs money.
But I tell you what won't help people back into work, won't help control the costs, and that is voting to keep the broken system. And that is what they did last night.
The Prime Minister is clear his political fate and that of his neighbour, the Chancellor, are intertwined. They both know they've had better days, better weeks than this one.
And so, Chris, where then does all of this leave the Prime Minister and the Chancellor tonight?
That is a key question, Jane. There's no doubt it's been grim for the last few days. You've seen that today, you saw it yesterday, you've seen it for much of the last 7 days. And at just the point, as we were seeing there in that podcast interview with Nick Robinson that you'll soon be able to listen to on BBC Sounds, that the Prime Minister wants to reflect on his first year in office and what he believes he has achieved. And yet he's doing that against the backdrop of the the benefit shambles, and then these wider questions. It is undeniably the case, and the Prime Minister touched on this, that he and the Chancellor are the duopoly at the heart of this government. They were central to the kind of rebranding of Labour in opposition, and the Chancellor makes an argument that being seen to be economically credible, and that means being careful as she sees it as far as management of the national finances are concerned, is absolutely central. But that's the building block upon which everything else is built, and that leads to tough choices and trade-offs, and frankly some stark conversations to come with Labour backbenchers in the context of the last couple of days. As for the Prime Minister, tomorrow we'll see him move on to the issue of the NHS, an issue that broadly tends to bind Labour together. He'll be talking about the government's 10-year plan for the health service. My goodness, he's got to hope that that conversation can begin binding the party together, because frankly he needs all the glue he can find at the moment, given how unstuck they have been and how deep these rows have been over the last couple of days.